Hey, welcome back to the Metro Icon Podcast with your host, Sean K. the Showman. That's me, of Do It All Entertainment and DIA Media. And this intro, I do not have my mojo with me because he is currently coned. Yes, got his last set of puppy vaccinations, but unfortunately has some masses, some mouth warts, if you will, and currently is coned, and he's a very sad puppy. So didn't want to expose him and overutilize his sadness on camera. So just allowing him to go ahead and sulk with his cone over his head, wondering why this is ever happening to him. But we do got to get into this podcast. And of course, make sure you guys are following me on my website, www.theshowman.live. Almost didn't get that out. Theshowman.live, or follow me on my Instagram at Sean K. Do It All to get updates and announcements. Got some really dope shows that I'm working on. But of course, every single week you can catch me at the same spots hosting bingo karaoke Tuesdays and Thursdays, where on Tuesdays you can catch me at the Library Bar from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. in downtown Fort Worth. And then on Thursdays at Scout inside the Statler Hotel from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. most Thursdays, minus the few that, there's been some private events and whatnot that are happening. But of course, make sure you guys are on my socials to be able to get updates of how the events are working out that week. But whichever case, in case you guys don't know, bingo karaoke works where bingo numbers are called with every karaoke performance that comes up on stage. Anybody can play bingo absolutely for free, and bingo winners have the opportunity to win gift cards to the establishment that they can actually use towards their tab that night. So very, very fun. Also, what's going on right now is the U.S. KA karaoke competition. That's right, a national karaoke competition. I did my first qualifier last week, made it through. It wasn't a big stretch. 8 out of 9 singers went on, but in this next round, there will be 24 singers in the qualifier, where only 8 will be moving on from that, which will be next Monday at the Cottage. But you can go to uskakaraoke.com/events. If you are a karaoke singer, sign up, register. It's only $20, and you're going for a $5,000 grand prize and the chance to be represented as a Texas national state karaoke champion singer, going to Vegas to compete against all the other top karaoke singers around the country. So really cool opportunity. We're going to see what happens with that. But until then, let's go ahead and get into this episode because last week I actually released my episode with Caleb B. Davis, which was my last recorded episode. So this episode actually happened before that. But this is with a close homie with mine. This is actually a round 2 with the Wuhan stuntman himself, Robby Allen. Had a super fun Sunday that day. Ended up bringing his jet ski. We had a nice little family hang and got to ride around in a nearby Lake Louisville. And but got to catch up with him since leaving Universal Beijing and doing stunt work. Now he's back in the States doing his thing. But other than that, let's go ahead and get into it. So turn your speakers up. Here is my round 2 episode with my homie, Robby Allen, live.
Oh, this stuff is really fresh.
You can do it all. You can.
Do it all, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Metro Icon Podcast. I'm your host, Sean K., the Showman of Do It All Entertainment and DIA Media. And you know what we do on this show? We talk about the world of entertainment and media and the icons that live in it. And y'all, I got him back for round 2. He is the audacious man. He is the Beijing brawler. He is rumbling Robert the Wuhan stuntman, Robby Allen. Yep. I had this intro in my head like literally all morning and a little bit of last night, and just because you and I did a little meditation outside, I fucking forgot about everything. I forgot everything.
Oh my
dude.
God.
Jesus.
Welcome back, Robert. How are you, sir?
I'm good, man.
I've missed you.
I feel like I can't see you. I'm so low. Yes, I want.
we go.
I want to see you. There we go.
There we go.
I have the Iron Man in my way, and now I can see you. Good.
You want to know something special about? So this is my favorite.
Why are you so short? We're the same height. Does that seat go?
Welcome back. You are back. It's been, what was it? When was the last time you came? I have a running nose. When was the last time you came?
Last time I came, it's been a while. You're talking about to America, right?
Well, when you came for that episode that we did for your round one.
You're talking about to the podcast, yeah. I'm just messing with you.
But that was the last time I saw you.
That was the last time you saw me, and before that, I hadn't seen you in, I don't know, like 2 years or something.
Since then?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So
cheers.
It's
Cheers
been
to
a
you.
while.
Raise up your dose.
My dose.
There we go.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers to you. And how does it feel to be back? Because you're not planning on going back to Asia anytime soon.
No, not planning on going back. I mean, I've done that. I've been doing this, professionally for like 10 years now. So, yeah, I think I've done my time in Asia, and it's time to look into some new adventures in the States.
Yeah, it's so funny because it's like I was just watching our previous episodes. I'm like, okay, I don't want to have the same conversation.
Right.
We went right into the catch up in the first episode. We were just going into stories. We're just going in.
Yes.
And we've actually, but this time around, I think because you've been here for like the last week, you also celebrated your birthday on Wednesday. So we, yeah, man, we kicked it. Was it Monday night?
Yep.
You came with me to scout.
Yep.
Exciting news that hopefully I'll be already in running with my new Thursday night role. Hopefully I'll start next Thursday, but by the time this episode goes out, hopefully I'll already be.
Yeah,
I'll still
it'll
be
cool.
running.
You booked that, right? That's
Thursdays.
confirmed,
Yeah,
right?
Thursday's gonna be bingo karaoke
Awesome.
from 7 to 11. But yeah, it's so corporate. Like unlike having to get you understand like getting booked for a bar gig. A lot of it is trust agreement, and it's like having a proper handshake. Like boom, right?
Right.
And unfortunately, we understand the power of contracts because of. You know what I mean? It's like a lack of accountability and too much trust.
Sure.
But it's because it's in the Statler, dude. Like this is a heavily. I happened to meet one of the owners on a Lyft ride one time, and shortly right after that, it's just funny how like one thing I just started meeting one person after another that I pitched us and pushed us through.
And that's a great spot too.
But yeah, you have to send I had to send a COI, like security of a certificate of insurance. Yeah, dude.
Like in case a speaker drops or somebody takes your mic and chucks it at somebody.
It's like protecting my occupied space into tech. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think on both ends too. You know what I mean? For my end and their end. So it's like there is a better sense of accountability, but it's yeah. I have COIs because all my bingo karaoke stuff is done individually, right?
Sure,
it's not going to the entertainment company you work with, or have or other own. It's just your independent stuff.
Sure.
But graciously, like my boy Tim's like, nah, dude, just do it. You do it all like that. Your presence is going to have an outstanding effect for do it all anyway.
And the place is great, dude. It's got all those pool tables. It's got a bowling alley. You're doing comedy there. They got a lot of cool stuff there. Nice. They got a good bartender too. I liked it. It was cool. It's a big space.
And,
a lot of events.
And their staff is actually more engaging with their.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's not like a server to just serve your table and that's it. Like there's a little bit more of a vibe with.
There's like a camaraderie there.
Yeah,
like, it was cool.
I'm super excited, man, because you see where it's located.
I'm happy for
so,
you. It's a good
so
spot.
that means Tuesdays I'll have downtown Fort Worth, which you came with me on the next day.
Yep.
And so that's been my pre-positioned like local spot, but I'm literally in the middle of downtown Fort Worth, and then on Thursdays I'll be in downtown Dallas. So it's It's pretty awesome, man. I'm super excited for this wave, and I think
you've been crushing it since you came down from Chicago.
thanks, man.
You've been grinding, man. That's not easy to jump into a new market after you've been in one territory for like 15 years. You know what I mean?
But 15, but my whole life.
I don't know. You know what I mean?
My whole life, 33 years.
You
Dog,
know what
I was in Chicago.
You know what I mean?
That's right, Chicago.
But, you know what I mean? But it's like to come down here and to essentially like, you know, not start over. You have all that experience, but like in a way, start fresh. You're like, because you felt like the market was oversaturated. And you came down here and you grinded, and you're getting to where you want to go. You know, and you can only go up from there.
Yeah,
so
it's
happy for you.
Thank you,
Proud of
man. I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah.
And because I mean, also to see a lot of the plans like throughout my entire journey here, my consistent plans, seeing that through, right?
Right.
I think the biggest part of my growth is happening right now, you know, and what I've been doing has been planning for this situation, like, you know, where we are. Like,
Right.
You're also a guy that's known me for over 10 years now. And
Yeah, a long time. It
Who-
flies.
and you know, you and me have seen each other, and because we've constantly stayed intact, it's
Yep.
even after your travels and everything like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
We
We were exchanging stuff overseas, like editing
yeah.
stuff, and
Yeah.
we're still doing stuff overseas.
Yeah,
like, it was-
and when
always
you
did
put,
something.
put a man in China, and his memes and reels will go
Yeah.
ace card,
through
ace
the
star
roof.
game.
Don't get me on Instagram. I get sucked into that thing, man. But I get a lot of creative ideas from it too. I take time away from it, but yeah, I see funny stuff, and I'm just like, oh man, so I know so and so they would laugh at this, and it's like my way of like thinking about you while I'm overseas. It's kind of like, oh, I miss home. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm sending you the real.
Do you feel the love, everybody?
We are in a relationship.
We are in the relationship.
Relationship.
It's so funny because it's like, say for example, like you'll send me something like that, and you sent me that a minute ago, and then all of a sudden, like a month later or whatever, Pilar will send me the same exact
And you're
one.
like, oh.
I'm like, already seen it, babe. Catch up, you know?
Yeah. Jeez.
Catch up, babe. Like
my uncle.
Robbie
sends a
sent
lot
that
of-
to me a month ago.
My
like,
uncle sends a lot of
jeez.
stuff out to everyone in our family. He loves it. So, and even my dad does it from time to time. But he'll send me a video that came out like 10 years ago, and like it is still funny to this day. But you're like, man, I saw that. Like, you know, where's he been? You know, what's he been doing?
Yeah. I mean, at this
So.
point, it's kind of like it's more of an asshole move to be like, oh, I've already. I mean,
It is true. They don't
with
know.
with my girl, like,
Yeah.
I give her all the shit,
And
you
there's
know,
so-
because she could take it. You
And
know,
there's so many variations of them too. People make their own edits with the music,
Yeah.
whatever. Like they get like everyone's trying to copy each other, which is weird.
yeah, but mostly I'm talking about like what you were talking about was my parents, like uncles,
Oh,
aunts,
yep,
parents,
yep,
and stuff.
yep,
They
yep.
send, have you seen this? I'm like, yeah, I've seen this, you know. But like, I'm not, you know, I'm done like where you been, you know? I'm like, I
Right.
know where you been. You know, it's good.
Right.
But you were you're gonna be going on a small little tour coming up right now, like. So you've been in DFW for the last,
Yep.
and then break down a little bit where's Robby Allen live going?
No, so I'm. What are we doing? Oh man,
Not we, you.
me, we, whatever.
Oh,
No,
your
so
dog. You have a dog.
Yeah, I have a dog.
You have a fucking dog. You know, before fuck your tour. You know, we're changing directions to what people want to
So
know.
funny.
Doggy dog, Robby Allen in China.
Yes.
You imported this dog from China.
No, I brought him home with me. Like he flew under the plane. It was climate control.
Well, yeah, no, imported him with you.
Well, import him with me. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't like ship him in a box. You know. Well, I guess in a way, a cage is a box. So, yeah, he was under that plane, dude. It was 2 like 12-hour flights, or 112, 113.
Holy shit.
All
But-
alone, and he didn't want to eat. He didn't want to drink. He had some stress pills. But he was in the crate. You know, you have to put him in the crate before. You can't like just bring him.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
He had
yeah,
to go
yeah.
while we're going through security. Like before that, dropping off the bags and stuff. They had to check everything at the gate. And like if he didn't have everything, that was it. Like he wasn't going. You know what I mean? So I mean, I would have obviously not flown either. I would have.
You love this dog. I mean,
Dude,
and talk about how you found this dog, because this is not a dog that
Yeah.
you
very
like
special
yeah,
dog.
it's not it like when you talk about a rescue, this is a 100% rescue because talk about that story.
So he was born on a golf course in Beijing, and shout out to Riverside Golf Course. They won't see this video, but
Well, they might shit.
no, they won't. But anyways, they had these puppies running around and stuff, and I was on the 18th hole, and I had about, I don't know, like 4 tall boys, Heineken or something. I was golfing, you know. I'm not great at golf, but drinking and golfing's fun. So anyway, so I get to the 18th hole, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I wanted to take a video for my girlfriend at the time, and was like, hey, like here's this dog, and then this Chinese guy who's a member there, he's like, oh, well, you should take it home with you. And I'm like, no, I can't take it home with me. He's like, no, you should. It needs a home. And he's like, this cutest little thing. The other dogs are running off with like the mom, and none of them look the same. Like the mom looks different. They're all different colors. It was really, they're all just mutts, right? And he was there all by himself, like near the 18th hole of the clubhouse. And I was like, so if this is nobody's dog, if I pick it up and take it, nobody's going to chase me. He's like, no, he needs a home. I was like, okay. So I put him on the golf cart while I'm kind of doing my thing so he doesn't go anywhere. And he's, you know, crying. I get the taxi. We sit in the taxi for like 70 minutes, and he just sleeps on my lap. Take him home. I bring him through the door. He's never been inside. So he's just standing there like, I have the videos. He's like, he doesn't know what to do. So I got to like bring him in, you know, give him some milk, tell him it's okay. He like slept on a towel that night, you know, like, because I didn't want him to pee. It's not that I didn't want to sleep with him. He was so cute. We cuddled, but he peed the bed like 3 times that night. So I was like, all right,
But
you're sleeping on the ground.
Dude, at this point, no, yeah. I mean, you're right. You're there's a learning curve, but I mean, dude, this is kind of this is your willingness to step in. This is the cutest.
Yeah.
And now this is the first time I'm hearing the story in detail. Like you kind of gave me like the bullet points in a sense, right?
He was in that cage, dude, in the plane home for 31 hours.
Dude, how was
like
he
from
when
door to door? He got to come out for like 2 minutes in Poland because they had to check the crate for like bombs and shit, and then he had to go right back in. And so they put him on the next plane.
How was he when you like finally arrived? Like,
dude, when we got to Chicago, like the funny thing is, like, I had to do so many things to get him there, and so much hoops you had to go through, and so many deadlines you had to hit in certain dates, X amount of date before. You had windows, right, to do different paperwork. So you just had to do your homework. It is possible. You just had to write, you know, whatever. But then, dude, to like get him back though was like to get him in the cage. Like he was in there forever. So when I saw him in Chicago, and nobody was there. Like, no, I thought somebody would be watching him, waiting with him, like some serious shit, you know, to get in. And nobody was there. Like, and I was just from across the airport, like, hey, Milo. And he was like, oh, you know, through the cage. But I couldn't let him out yet. I couldn't let him out yet. So I did open the door and kind of pet him. And I was like, no, you got to stay, like, whatever. Closed it. And then we went to the CDC desk. And I was like, okay, you know, I got everything. And I got duplicates. What do you need? And she's like, just show me the rabies form that you got a rabies shot. She's like, yeah, you're good to go. Yeah, baby. Yeah. I was like, so that was it. I got the CDC permit, the microchip, the neutering, like whatever, all this stuff. And she's like, yeah, you're good to go. And I wasn't going to stand there and question it. I was like, well, let's get the hell out of here. But I couldn't believe it. It wasn't like no stamp, you're an American, whatever. I mean, basically,
was there like
him
shit
getting
and piss
the
in
vet
the
tag
cage?
is him being American. No, and he didn't pee or poop or anything.
Oh,
bro.
wow.
He didn't really eat either. There was a couple. I think he ate a little bit, like a little
man.
nibble. There's a little bit less because he had to. Like 31 hours without water or food. That's a long time to not.
And so
eat.
how old is?
He's stressed though, so he didn't
what's
eat.
the dog's name?
Milo.
Milo.
M-Y-L-O. Most guys spell it M-I-L-O.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just tried to be a little different.
I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same reason my sister, all 3 of her daughters have a Y in their name.
Yeah.
You know?
I like it with a Y. Even
Yeah.
my mom will tell you, like, she thinks like Robby spelled with an I-E is like a girl's version. Because
one with just
know
an
what I
I, definitely a girl.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
So she says like Y is better, and I like the way it looks too. It's just like fresher. It's younger.
Yeah.
That's why I don't mind. Like people call me Rob sometime, but I like Robby because it does make me feel like a little younger.
Yeah.
I guess a little more.
I always say now that like I have very few prejudices, but nothing bigger than dudes who are not Irish. Dudes named Sean spelled S-E-A-N that are not Irish or like like from the Gaelic Islands.
Yeah.
And if your name is spelled SCAN, I'm like, you lost.
Yeah.
This is your parents set you up for failure. It's
Yeah.
just you lied to you. They lied to you to your entire life.
Yeah.
That's not what it is.
No.
But no, you strong phonetic spelling, both of
Oh
us.
my gosh.
That's what built our relationship. But okay, so you and Milo, and so how old was Milo? Like I guess I mean he was pretty much a puppy when you found him,
It was like 3 weeks old.
and then when you flew him back,
Like he was living and sleeping.
was he a year? Was he a year left? Or a year? Did he make 1 year?
Yeah,
by the time
yeah.
you guys
So
fly
he
out of
was
China?
he was like sleeping on the golf course. Like he was born there and slept there and like yeah. So but
He was like the reject.
No, he wasn't the reject. He just like they were just stray dogs, and the stray dogs had sex with another stray dog, and when two stray dogs love each other, no,
No,
yeah,
but
so
you
he
also
was just a
said,
mutt.
but you also said the other puppies were going with the mom.
Well, maybe he just wanted to stay by the clubhouse, but he's pretty.
but he got left behind.
He's pretty smart.
He got
might-
left behind for whatever reason. He
People
was
might have been feeding him there, though. You know what I mean? Like they're like looking for food, so they maybe wanted to follow the.
And
mom
that's the
to
double
get the
rescue
milk.
aspect because
Yeah,
you leave him in China, you have no idea
Dude,
if
I would.
if he's gonna be a pet or a meal.
I
You
would
know what
be
I mean?
sitting here thinking about
You
what
never
he's
know.
up to, because like it's
They eat a lot of shit.
I was gonna just bring him back and like clean him up and whatever, but then like after a while, you're like, dude, you start to train him, feed him, like you're like, this is my dog. Like,
But,
you,
I
you
mean,
taught
there's-
him everything he knows.
Think about
everything he knows.
But
I've
dude, this
taught
is
him.
like
And
this
so
could
did-
be like a Disney story. Like whether
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Of like, dude, you're this lone wolf, white stuntman dude from the States that is in China, right?
Yeah.
Post COVID, right? And you've, whatever your relationship path
Right.
or journey has been, you're always been somewhat of a lone wolf type of guy, and
Sure,
you happen
very
to,
independent.
and you're doing the most white guy thing you can do outside of jet skiing, and you're on a
playing
golf
golf.
course.
I just picked it
I
up.
was 4 tall boys
Well,
in,
all
man.
the hockey guys, all the ice hockey, another white guy.
No,
thing,
but I'm just saying,
were
but like
doing
you
it.
have,
Yeah.
and out of
Yeah.
all the guys that you were with, did anyone else like, hey, maybe I'll take them? Like you probably,
No.
yeah.
I was by myself. That
So
day.
this is like
Yeah.
a meant to be kind of story.
Yeah,
It's like an
yeah.
instant connection.
Yeah.
That kind of happened, and now you guys and like,
Yeah.
bro, think about the scene of like, let's say the montage of you getting all the information together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Of trying to make sure you can bring Milo.
Down. Yeah, right.
Right?
Like some music in the
Everything
some Matrix. Oh, digga, digga, oh, digga.
in the arms.
Right. In the
No,
arms of the
that's him in
That
the
would
plane.
be-
That's like him in the plane.
Oh God, that would be
but you
him.
see
No,
that's
that would be the
and
him
it's
passing
like,
away
it's you.
scene.
No,
This
he's
would
alive.
be like Marley and me.
He's
Milo.
alive.
Dude. They could call it Milo and me.
Oh
Oh my God.
no, Milo and Robbie.
Robbie.
Yeah.
Robbie.
And what you do it is
Milo.
you put Milo and then Robbie's a little bit behind, but it's like the Y is the same.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
Oh, you have new effects.
no. I just ones I haven't done before. I haven't
Those are
updated
cool.
it. I know. I wanna update. I because I mean I'm excited, man. Because
Yeah.
this is a really positive time. I mean, not to go into too much detail, but
Sure.
you kind of now know the journey and challenge of my everyday circumstances.
Sure.
And now this is actually in this time because to Robby Allen's decree, because he came in town and now all these good things are coming over to me.
That's what I said, man. I was like, I came into town.
What I mean, let's go. It is a serendipity, and that
Yeah.
also has a Y in its word. But no, I've been. It's been definitely a challenge, and also because dealing with a lot of immigration issues with Pilar's status. Now everything is on the full up and up. My
Right.
girl's extra certified, work permit, social
Yeah.
security card, and so like that. Ultimately, for me, like I've been having to compromise a lot of my creative flow and administrative flow,
Right.
and leaving it to brass hacks and having to get help on that
Sure.
side to take up hustles and all this kind of stuff to
Uh-huh.
stay actively working,
Right.
just to make sure that, you know, we're not behind on our current circumstances and bills. And now, you know, that she's good, people were like waiting for her to like,
Yeah.
give us everything we need and you're on, you know?
Yeah.
And so, and this is what I knew,
awesome.
like, that's the thing here. It's kind of like, you can find that work opportunity here in DFW where there's just like, okay, you don't have it. Let us know when you do have these cards in order. And then
Yeah.
as soon as you're, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like
and then
about,
you got it. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited, man. And I think she's going to do well with it and she's going to grow and she's, you know, she's going to discover more wherever, if she stays within that route. But it's such a good first job resume piece
Right,
to have. And,
right.
and so, man, and I know that I think a lot of positive things are happening. And so I'm just excited for the flow and I'm excited for you. Now let's talk about this tour you're going to be going on with Milo on the road. So you're leaving here when?
So yeah, we can't. So yeah, we did get off topic that way back. So yeah, we're coming down from. We came down from Chicago, Wisconsin, whatever, doing stuff up there. We've been down in Dallas for a few days. I'm leaving tomorrow morning to go to Albuquerque, New Mexico, bro. I want to see that Breaking Bad house, but let's not get off on that. 'Cause I
Be
think-
careful.
Yeah, I know, right?
People live there, and they
I'm
get
just gonna
visitors.
I'm just gonna do a drive-by.
I know, but there's
I'm gonna do a ching ching and go with the jet ski. They're gonna
Yeah.
see a jet ski and be like, "Yo, this dude's cool.
Okay.
This dude's cool." And look at that dog.
They're gonna
throughout
be
the
like, "You're
window.
blocking up
Well,
more of the road."
And Milo's gonna be out the window, so they're not even. I'm gonna distract him with Milo and like a.
Do you have to
private
talk
eye.
to Milo with an Asian accent, or do you talk?
No. He speaks English. Woof, you know, like. Woof, you doing there? But no. So then we're going to New Mexico.
He has an Indian accent.
No,
Or a white man's
he
attempted
loves
Indian
the
accent.
curry naan.
This just shows how many times he's doing the Indian accent, even at home and stuff in front of Milo. So
I'm
now he
trying to
thinks.
practice. I'm so bad at it. So bad at it. So we're going to before I forget, we're going to New Mexico to see my buddy Kyle. We worked together my second time in China, but first year in Beijing, and he's an ex-Marine and he's doing like John Wick movies, and there's this TV show coming out. I don't know if I'm supposed to say it. Sorry, but I'm doing it. It's the Continental. It's going to be like, you know, the hotel in John Wick.
Yeah.
So
Wait, that's on Peacock. Or
is
something.
it already out?
I think it's on Peacock.
I've been out. Like
Continental. It's based on the
Okay.
hotel from John Wick.
Yeah, I don't get the same ads you guys did when I was in China. So I'm just coming back and finding out that there's all these movies that came out that I had no idea about. 'Cause they just don't have the
Yeah.
same internet. Even with the VPN, you still miss certain stuff. Like we don't get the TV, you know,
Yeah.
whatever.
And I don't want to repeat it because I know we
Yeah.
did talk about it. I think in our first round one. But like, you know, obviously China is a communist country that, you know, is
Right.
but I think that there's a great I'll say a sentiment of, I'm sure it's aggressive, but a sentiment of some leniency to some things. But something as simple as going on the internet is like that's where it's like with institutions like that, that's where you create larger underground, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Because like as much as you try to regulate certain things that should be a general human right, you know?
Right.
You're going to create more underground patterns and organizations that are like lawyers understanding every rule and every byline and every procedure and every, you know what I mean? Every like, you know, like logistical workaround to be able to make sure that they're staying hidden and, and it's wild to me. But I mean, again, it's kind of like no knock, you know, do your thing, China. Like,
Sure.
you know what I'm saying? But it is kind of crazy because, all right, like I hate to go into the conversation of politics. I don't even feel like I don't even want to know, but just because I think that like, you know, in order to be there, it's like, especially doing what we do and the amount of emotional output in performance you have to put in, you kind of like have to find the beauty in a challenging environment. Does that make sense? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you
yeah.
have to like find the beauty. I mean, again, you tried your hand. I forced you to do some comedy.
Yeah. That was a terrible crowd. That was a terrible crowd.
They weren't that bad. It's just, I think, but actually you did good. You actually did well.
Yeah,
Like
I tried.
You're hyper. I mean, let's just be honest. We are always going to be hypercritical of our own performance. Stand up is very difficult and subjective. It wasn't like a packed crowd, but I mean, it was a significant crowd. But I actually thought you did pretty damn well, dude. Like you did, because your energy stayed consistent, and that's the best part of really showing that I don't give a fuck. I'll tell you this. I just came off a shitty mic where for the first time ever, I walked off early. I did 3 out of 5 minutes. I've given my boys shit for that. And I literally was like, maybe it's 4 minutes. I hate being the guy and be like, how much time do I have?
Yeah, but when it's just when they're just
I
terrible,
didn't want to ask that question. And then I'm like, I'm gonna end up on this. And in my mind, I could not think of a fucking closing joke. What do I want to do? And I know Reno's is an established tough crowd. It's mostly comedians. And I'm like, I really don't got anything new, or I can't think of nothing. I'm like, maybe I might have blazed too much. And so I didn't even do any crowd work, like nothing. And it was just like this first time a mental block has really come hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Pilar was with me, and Pilar was like, what the fuck? I was just like, we stayed this whole time for you to do less time than the 5 minutes you were given. And then we did the karaoke. I'm like, you know what? I just want to end early. Let me go sing this song. And then I ended up doing Phone Wallet Keys again.
Jesus.
Anyways, but like,
but
it was funny because she asked me, you know, I think when it comes to stand-up comedy, when you come to perform me, and she was like, I'm like, you know what? I needed to get it out of the way.
Right.
You know, like we do this all the time. It's not always going to be hitters. And those are the places you want to get your shit out of sometimes.
Yeah.
Your shit performances.
If they'll laugh at it, anyone will laugh at it. Like that's where, like that one dude, he was doing that 20-minute set, and like a few of them landed. Like, because like you said, comics are the hardest to make laugh, right? So those ones that like a couple, 5 people out of the 10 people in the
that
bar
was when we went to
laughed at,
Canucks.
he's probably starring and checking that joke
and
after,
that's a
and
tougher
going, okay,
crowd.
I gotta use that one. Yeah,
like I would say from the dynamic
that
from
dive
what you
bar.
saw at Scout.
I just want to let everybody know we were at the Red Roof Inn. There's a bar at the Red Roof Inn in Louisville, Texas. This was the divest of the dive bars. The lot lizards hang out there. Like it was.
Oh my god, that was fucking great. No, like it was. No, he's not lying to you. It is Canucks is literally the connecting bar to a Red Roof Inn, and the
furthest part away from Canada.
The bathroom to. The bathroom to Canucks is the same as the lobby bathroom to the Red Roof Inn.
Oh, dirty, just dirty.
Oh, dude, and but so it's funny because you did perform to the open mic at Scout, and you see the location where we are. Like even when you're driving in, you see where you're getting dropped off, and you know the scale of like we had people from different countries who didn't even speak English.
Yeah,
that were just sitting there, and they're like, okay. Comedy is good in America, you know, like wherever they're from, and they're just sitting there acting like they're understanding all the references when they're not, and until they finally leave. And then you go to Canucks in Louisville. It's funny, like when we were pulling in, you're like, oh shit, we're going at the Red Roof
I was all tuned up. I was like, it gets better.
I think I saved that. Did I send that video to you? I think I saved that video where it's like I recorded like 10 seconds of your set, and the video ends with you just in your set going, woo!
And doing a little.
I'm gonna hopefully remember to post this. Post it. All right.
So, anyways, after I was just thinking about that. I was like, oh god, yeah. So after New Mexico, I'm gonna go to Arizona, see some friends there. We're gonna do a houseboat trip, kind of celebrating my birthday, my friend's birthday, and my buddy's bachelor party. I mean, it's more for my buddy's bachelor party, but these are like an added 2. It's just I thought about it in that order.
I did one of those
on the 10th, 19th, and then the date.
I did one of those in Rio de Janeiro, so I understand.
Yeah, no, they're so fun. Houseboat parties are awesome. So I'm bringing the jet ski. We're gonna do that. We got 8 people coming in, a few flying in. I'm driving in. The dog's gonna go stay. I'm gonna board him, even though he can't come on the boat. It'll just be a pain in the butt. After that, I'll be in Arizona for a week doing some water skiing, a couple lessons down there. And then I'm driving all the way back up to Chicago where I have some meetings and looking for a job just for like 3 weeks. Then I go back down to San Antonio, where I'm working at SeaWorld, the water ski show there. And then after that, back up to Chicago. So a lot going on. There's actually one time in San Antonio I have to leave to go back up for a few days and then come back down. It's a lot of driving.
Do you plan to do anything more overseas, or is it? I don't know if it's too early to talk about this logo you have on your head that hopefully in the shows to come in the future you'll be hearing this voice.
There you go. Yeah, we talked about that
through
a
the
bit.
stands.
Need more announcers.
Can we
always need more announcers.
talk about it?
Yeah, I mean,
what can you say? Can you do your investor pitch?
I mean, I can't do the pitch. Obviously, I'm wearing a hat. So for anybody that's in the industry,
Ski Extreme Production.
For anybody that exactly. For anybody that's in the industry right now that's watching, they know I'm doing something. Because I posted a few teasers on my Instagram and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, what is going on there?" You know, and he's doing something.
First off, I never ask you like that, and second, you don't have that many Indian friends to ask you like that.
That's true.
So. God damn it, Robby. God damn it, Robby. Time and place.
Time and place. I think I'm at the right time and place. Anyways, but yeah, so no, we're gonna be doing some stuff. The funny thing is, I want to shoot a promo video, and I want to do it. I won't say when or where, but before I've set the date for the promo video, I'm getting all the people lined up for it, everything like that, and like this huge gig falls into my lap that I want to talk about, but I don't want to talk about yet. And then another gig, a potentially weekly gig, kind of fell in my lap too. So it's kind of cool to see that we have potentially 2 gigs already lined up.
Yeah.
Before we've even hit the ground, like with the promo video. We haven't even gone live with the website, nothing. But now it's like I kind of have to go live with the website because I want people at those gigs to be able to want to take advantage of that advertising. So I have to like almost like launch or like kind of soft launch in a way the business like way sooner than I wanted to, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was like, damn, I wanted this like big, huge reveal with all this like, whoa, where did that come from? You know, and now I guess I'm gonna slowly just pepper it in, but I'll still have a big something. But
well, I think that you're doing exactly what the gig life is, right? You're taking the opportunity for what you do, right? Right. And I think we kind of had a conversation. I mean, obviously, to the birthday boy, you know, once after 30, you start. Now I just turned 37, right? So like.
Oh my gosh, I forgot.
Yeah, that's the difference between you and I. You know what I mean?
I think you were like 34, 35.
Nah, man. Nah, man.
Good.
No, dude. Like, thank you. And but some.
No non-binary.
But some. But the is when it comes to the work that you do, like this is not something like physically the longevity, and I think now you're in the same kind of boat, you're entering the same boat that I'm right now really much in, is the element of being a producer role, right? And part of you, because you're still an MC, right, and being able to understand show values and all that kind of stuff, like this is now the league you're stepping in. You're still putting in work as long as you can, right, but establishing the producing side of executing these shows. And here we go, like now when it comes to
that's where the money's at.
Well, also when we're talking about like like TV, movie production, stunt work, and being able to like create your own like Jackie Chan dynasty, but not martial arts, but like but still water stunts, which is a very niche market. It's a very niche. There's what I mean. Yeah. There's plenty of opportunity to be able to do like a water action scene, something that's on the water. Yeah. And of all things, we talked about it. Again, we won't go into it, but talked about, a big portion of your stunt work was working with Universal Studios at the Waterworld stunt show. And I was it's funny because like Pilar and the kids, they've never seen Waterworld.
The movie.
Yeah. And a lot of our movie nights, like Sundays, this is my day for the family. Like I try to, like it's...
And we are doing family stuff.
Yeah.
We're going jet skiing right after this interview. Oh.
They don't know yet. They
Wow.
don't know.
We're outside. We have a
Not
studio.
yet. Not yet.
This is very Japanese. Come from
Not yet.
come from diaphragm.
Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. I'm being a sneaky right now. Hey, anybody who wants to be mad at me for doing the Asian accent?
Oh man.
Indians here too, bro. Like, come,
Yeah.
an Asian person, go do an Indian accent, dog. I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. The only reason you mad at me for doing an Asian accent is because you suck at doing an Indian accent. That's why you're mad.
You're good at the accents, so you get a pass. You know, because you do
You hear
it
that,
well.
guys? I got a pass from my white stuntman.
He
who
does
hates
it
stuntman.
well, so he just
Robby
if
Allen.
he's funny to the white people, then he gets a pass, right? So, the white man says yes.
But the Asians, they say no. No.
Oh, dude, we did karaoke the other night.
Yeah.
I got a little. It was my birthday, and it's Tuesday night. You know, it was alright. It was a good
Tuesday night.
It's a good Tuesday night. I
And
was
you know
like,
the funny part? Out of
playing
all
the
the
golf
games, you had the golf.
dude, I wanted to play the golf game because nobody was running it, and I was like, all the dudes in there playing.
He was playing the
pool.
golf game so long that even when it came to
$100
choosing your
to it.
character, he chose the blonde woman.
Oh yeah. I just mixed it up a little bit. I wanted
blonde-haired
to choose the
woman.
girl. I just wanted to, and I just wanted to see if there was like different, you know, characters sometimes they'll give different skills or whatever setting. And no, I think they just set it like evenly, which is fair, because it's just a video game, right? So, but yeah, it was fun. And then we sang karaoke, dude. And then we did like a couple duets, and we were vibing off each other. I don't. What did we do? We did "Feeling Good," Michael Bublé.
Yeah, feeling good. Yeah. But you weren't able
what
to
else did
watch
we
my
do?
because that's I've done that as a duet male piece before
Yeah.
with another guy.
in weddings, right? I think I saw.
Yeah,
that
or
video.
weddings, but also
Yeah,
like
yeah,
there are
yeah.
karaoke nights, like other singers,
Yeah.
right? If I was like, that's what I told you beforehand. I'm like, hey, watch my conduction. If I point to you, that means take it.
You're
you
in.
know?
Yeah. No, that was fun. It was really
and then,
cool.
And then when I'm like, when I go
Yeah.
like this, that means it's the two of us. And so like, if you can watch that, like, the wolf,
amazing
the
movie.
wolf on karaoke.
Oh!
In your case, a woo.
No, dude, my dog he can bark. He's long,
Do you
and
think-
so
do you
he's
think
got this big tube
I
of
got
a
a serious
whistle in
question.
there.
I do have a serious question.
Yes.
Do you think Milo will like me?
He likes everybody, dude. He's an awesome
He
dog.
likes everybody, especially me.
He's got a lot of energy, but he's an awesome dog. Yeah,
No,
I love him.
man.
I
Yes.
couldn't imagine my life without him. Like it's weird. I'm so happy.
Who
for
has
him.
a? I want if anyone actually is watching this. I've literally upgraded the
Are we
lighting
live?
in here. Yeah, we definitely live.
Oh my.
Who has
gosh.
the harder farmer tan? I think maybe you, right?
Well, I blend a little bit, but Sean gave me some cream. But yeah, I've got the tan going. I was outside helping my mom cut her grass the other day. She got an electric mower.
How's that?
It's okay. It's not bad. It actually did all right. It's very quiet. It's you just feel like you're gonna break it though. Like everything's like plastic. I'm like kind of, you know, she's got a pool and stuff, so it's like you gotta edge around certain things. There's only like small patches of grass back there. The pool's taking up most of the yard, but the front you got to do the grass. That is easier. But you're bouncing it around. You're like, God, I don't want to break this thing. Like, they're nice, but they're like lightweight, which is nice, but they're just fragile. I feel like.
Yeah,
you know?
because I feel like at a certain point,
I just don't want to break my mom's
like
stuff.
yeah, because it's like with the gas motor, like you're gonna have you're gonna have like when the gas is out, it just stops.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And with the electric motor, it's almost kind of like you're only gonna have a certain longevity of that battery shelf life, because at a certain point, when it starts dropping, it's not giving that same power output to like the blades.
Yeah,
You know what I
it's
mean?
not a compression engine.
Yeah.
It's
So
just a battery spin. It's basically just a drill in there spinning.
yeah. So I mean, I get it, but it's kind of like, are lawnmowers really a big, like, this is the type of deal, dude, like where I sometimes feel like even when it comes to like environmental issues, the things that like get the most tractions actually are on the lowest percentage line of like carbon, waste
Yeah.
type of efforts, right? Like the straw, you know how like it's so super sad
Yeah.
about the straw getting stuck in the turtle's nose, right?
Yeah.
The amount of plastic from straws that are in the overall trash are like it's like less than 2%.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But that's the focus, and so everyone changes to like the fucking recyclable straws that like
Disintegrate in a second.
you know what I mean? A lawnmower.
In China, they had
How
these-
much
they
does
had
a
these-
lawnmower really emit greenhouse gases?
Dude, they had these caps that like it has like a little lip to it. You know, it's a normal cap, has a little like lip to it, and you just like open the top thing in China, and that's how you would. And then you just can close it or leave that open. And they didn't have any straws. They didn't need it. It was that so that some of their stuff was innovative, and I don't know. I feel like that's where they make it. So they try it there first,
but
and then
again,
it'll come over here.
but again, yeah. Look at the
They'll be
game.
strawless
You know what I mean?
completely, yeah.
Like the way they are. I mean, dude, like
Because you can't get rid of the cap.
I've never been to China,
Yeah.
but they know all about me. You know what I mean? Like I 100% believe that China knows all about me, probably more than India.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Oh yeah.
China has it like that. The
Yeah.
game is strong. You know what I mean?
Oh, they're stealing data.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And
I believe it.
so now
They're
what's
they're
so
gangsters
what?
over there.
What are your thoughts? What
Don't
do you?
underestimate.
Let me ask you this, because
Yeah.
this is, I guess, called this another worldview, politics, all that kind of stuff.
Sure.
And we'll take a quick break in a little bit because we're coming around 42 minutes. But
Sure.
the whole TikTok thing that's happening, and if it may be going, because it's probably true that like in China, like kids get only educational material, and like TikTok's kind of freeform here in America.
Right.
And it's funny because it's kind of like, didn't y'all choose that from the beginning? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't the like if this is TikTok is a company from Singapore, which is essentially like its own independent province near China,
Right.
right? Like didn't before this even came to the States and blew up, like y'all established the terms, and now you're mad because China was like, hey, when we push out TikTok, we don't want garbage coming to them, or
Yeah.
maybe they noticed and then changed it, or made them change it, and so this is what we want our citizens to do, and this is where like I'm getting annoyed of the overall big picture of how our country runs things, because places like China are thinking about the long term.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're coming close to 2025.
Right.
Where we were from 2020, the biggest global shift anywhere, and it's like this is where our natural decline, is going to start to come as an overall nation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you have a country where in many retrospects aren't doing things necessarily humanitarianly, but what they do provide for their citizens is a long-term growth. And the sad part is with the overwhelming population, in those areas, whatever, they figure out strategies for the long term, like little tools, little things, you know what I mean?
Right.
That will decreases the amount of waste they're already doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But did you ever read about the whole fact of that time when the complete global shutdown happened? I think it was like a good solid month, and it was like the ozone layer, that thing happened.
Yeah.
The Earth healed.
Yeah.
A remarkable amount of time, like gave us
It quickly
over
healed,
another
dude.
100 years or something like that.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean?
Yes. How crazy was that?
How crazy is that?
What if that was also a thing? Like, I mean, there's no doubt about it. It was like,
Bro,
something was planned
think
or
about
whatever.
who did COVID affect? What did Corona? And how many times have you gotten COVID?
Twice.
0.
Nice. Well, you're also living over here in Texas. Everything's spread
But-
out.
Pilar and the
Right.
kids, they've all got. My whole family have
Right.
all gotten it multiple times.
So the reason also is you got to think of all the population there, and you got to think of everybody lives in here. You all live out. Everything's out. Everything has its own building. In China and Japan, everything is up.
And
So-
there's
so
space
many
there. It's kind of like
people-
Canada, yeah.
So many people are going to these different levels. Like in they're all sharing the same elevator. They're all going through the same doors. They're all eating at the same restaurants.
And that train.
All going to the same malls. They're all taking the train. They're all taking the bus. They're all right there next to each other in the scooters. They're all taking the TDs as their taxi, their Uber, their Lyft. So it's like, dude, they're all. And then they did this thing where, you know, like imagine a turntable style food, right? You just kind of rotate it around. It's a big table. Like, oh, here's your peas, here's your carrot, whatever, here's your meat. Instead of like, you know, each bowl or whatever having its own tongs or, you know, fork to put it onto your plate and then eat with your chopsticks. No, they take the chopsticks that have been in their mouth the entire time and just dig in the bowl and then throw it right into their mouth or onto their plate and everybody, you know, you might be eating dinner with some you don't know. Or he doesn't know he has COVID yet because it could come up later. Yeah. And I was like, no wonder y'all are getting COVID. You're like, you know, I understand you can't change the way of life and everything, but you're all sharing food while you're putting, like, you just don't do, COVID or not, you just don't do that. That's like literally germs 101. But
you knew about this.
That's just how China is. That's just how China is. Like, there's just things they do where you're like, what? Why would you do that? Or they like leave the ketchup just sitting out all day, and I'm like, that's got to be refrigerated, dude. Like, that's disgusting. Or they'll leave. I was working with guys that would leave food out in the green room, and they would just eat it slowly throughout the day. It was like meat and shit. And they would just sit. They would come and squat by the table and just like kind of pick at it throughout the day, and I was like, it's disgusting. Like, it's not the kind of food that you pick throughout the day. It's like you sit down, you eat that stuff, or you like, you know, put it in Tupperware or something, you refrigerate it, you can eat it later. You don't just let it sit there. The bugs are on it. It's just gross. Man.
And I think that's the like testament of like the like fearlessness when it comes to, I guess, necessity, right? The biggest thing that helps you save money is general food. If you try, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's like you have a natural fearlessness. It's kind of like you don't give a shit. You're like, I'm gonna have something that just naturally sustains me, and if it ends up taking me out, it takes me out. You know.
We were doing
it's wild.
We were doing so many shows there that like you couldn't eat unless you had like a, you know, they're all difficult roles, but some of them didn't have as much cardio or moving around at certain points. So, you know, but if you had one of the roles where you had a lot of cardio, you weren't eating a whole lot throughout the day. Because there were so many shows that you'd just be bloated. You're just kind of snacking and doing like protein bars and stuff, or you'd throw up. But some of those guys were eating like trays of food. There was this big boy, he banged his belly. I used to slap it in the locker room like Buddha. Just give him a slap. And he's like, hey, you know, he doesn't speak any English.
Man, there's so much there. I keep, you know, and this is the beauty of, so, and I told you about this, you know, obviously with the variables in the podcast and stuff, there's a lot of unstructure. I try to make sure that things are working, but there's certain conversations that I have that, you know, when I try to keep it at a certain like, there's so many questions I feel like, oh man, you and I are just naturally now, and that we spend so much time catching up, that now there's so many different questions that keep popping up, and I know this is going to keep going on to tangent to tangent to rant to tangent. Let's go ahead and collect this. Let's take a moment. We're going to take a quick break and have you guys take advantage maybe of these specific offers that are coming to you. And I'll be right back with the Wuhan Stuntman, Robby Allen. All right. And we are back with our segment, back with the Wuhan Stuntman, the rumbling Robby himself, Robby Allen, live. And we are getting ready actually into our personal afternoon hang this beautiful Sunday.
Yes.
Here in DFW. How do you like, I mean, coming back to, I mean, you visit DFW pretty often with your family being here and stuff, but
yeah.
I'm telling you, man, Texas is where you're gonna.
It's a nice spot.
I think Ski Extreme Productions is going to welcome Texas would welcome Ski Extreme Productions very, very well.
There is a few spots we're looking at down here. Not like for moving, but there's a few gigs. I mean, I've been scouting shows now for like over 4 years, like building this business behind the scenes for free, so to speak. I pay for a few things, but yeah, now it's time. It's like phase 2. It's like time to like execute and
Bro, do you
start
need
reaching
another
out to
beer,
people
by the way?
soon.
I grabbed myself one. Do you need another one?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right, cool. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited to just see, like, you're finally just being, mainland
Right.
and doing your thing because, it's, we won't, it's nice to have more catch-up points with you, right? Because, even you stayed well in touch while you were overseas, but it was more of a challenge, and I'd like to eliminate those basic means of communication and stuff with,
Right.
with the real homies, right?
Right.
So I mean, like, man, with Ski Extreme Productions, you're looking to really branch out and now take the experience you've had,
Right.
and like what let's say what's the 5 to 10 year goal? What really do you want to have happen, as far as your production company and brand to water sports, stunt work, all that? What do you see?
So yeah, the goal with it is to try to bring back like water skiing and water action sports to where it used to be. It used to be a lot more popular and demanding, but in my opinion, it probably just got too expensive for these theme parks and stuff. And they are like, well, the whales, they don't cost as much money to feed, so so let's can the water ski show. But there's ways we can bring it back slowly and
Well, I mean,
invest
you're
it
not
into
feeding
theme
whales;
parks.
you're feeding humans. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And
It's
gasoline.
and what is it
gasoline in
no
the
different than a
boats.
SeaWorld? And it's an experiential thing of
Right.
what you haven't seen
Right,
before,
right.
on the water.
So the goal with the business is to try to get these small shows right now. There's a few bigger fish already on the hook, which is cool, but get these smaller shows for now, build up some, rapport, some footage, some social media, some following, stuff like that, build up the website, and then go after the bigger theme parks and stuff like that, and become a respectable company where you can put in bids for like bigger shows and things of that nature that might already be ongoing productions that you can take over one day. So yeah, it's a process, but like, all these companies that are currently doing it started somewhere, but at some point, all these companies are, either going to retire or sell off their business or whatever. But, and it's not about like competition or anything. It's more about just keeping it going and pushing the sport. And anybody who does push the sport in my industry understands exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and well, I think that's also a beautiful part of it, right? Because it's such a small, tight-knit community, right? I think that people who are within the natural extreme sports realm, whether it's like, snowmobiles, you know what I mean? You all kind of do all these type of extreme sports that has to do with nature. You know what I mean? Water, mountain, wind. Go planet.
What's the Wonder Twins Unite or what?
No. I'm thinking about Captain Planet.
Captain Planet.
Wind, water, fire, heart. Go planet.
Oh my gosh.
Earth.
Yeah, I remember Captain Planet.
Yeah. So, do you mind just so that we're not blocking too much of that beautiful, beautiful face, like bring it to
go down and
low,
up like this?
there we
Oh,
go.
yeah. Sorry,
Ladies, he is single.
Oh boy.
31, single, stuntman, independent, with a Chinese rescue dog named Milo. How sexy can he be, ladies? So, I mean, you've kind of, I think, had a bit of a relationship journey over the last few years. Where are you at right now when it comes to, are you just kind of seeing how you're kind of free flowing, so you're like seeing how things kind of naturally go. You're not trying to jump into a relationship, but like, where's Robby Allen at?
I don't want to talk about it.
You don't want to talk about it? Not even with me here on the Metro Icon podcast?
No,
Can we get an exclusive?
A magician never reveals his secrets. No, I'm just kidding.
So
If you don't know what that
your girls are
means,
disappearing after you have
don't
one
need
act
to
with them? Is
know.
that what's happening?
Nope. No, not at all. Not at all.
So you're, but
No, I'm just chilling. I'm chilling. That's all.
You're chilling.
I'm
Okay.
chilling. I'm doing my
That's
thing.
fair. That's
I'm
a fair assessment.
I'm focused on like what I got going on right now, and I got
You got
the
too much
dog,
going on.
We're traveling, and we're doing, There's a lot of there's not a lot of uncertainty. It's cool. I've got like a plan, but it's a lot of like month to month stuff, which is cool because every single other month I'm doing something different, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at some point I got to get some consistency going here.
Yeah.
But hopefully with the traveling shows in the future, that'll also help mix it up
Yeah,
a little bit. So I got some big stuff coming up.
I mean,
all
man,
summer,
you're
really, into the
meeting
fall.
you're meeting
Yeah.
people, but you're meeting talent, you know, on all scales.
Yeah.
When it comes to females, you know, you're meeting them all over the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're and that's the thing I was kind of getting to is that as you are going into this venture, there's so many organizations and businesses like-minded, you and me
Right,
together, that understand who you are as a performer, as an entertainer, and
Right.
know your experience, where you've been. So your production knowledge, your show knowledge, performance knowledge. I mean, dude, it's up on scales now, dog. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you're not starting a production company from scratch. You're starting
Yeah.
from experience. You
Yeah,
know?
it does, and that's a big selling point. And to help, I think helping paint the picture for the client is gonna be easy too, and having more of a one-on-one connection, reaching out to clients. And I'm not saying like some people that do this stuff, they use like agents, and their agents will just reach out and get gigs for them, and they're just like, oh, okay, like yeah, maybe. But mine's a little more passion driven because what I do is water. You know, I can do land stuff, but like you know, water's my deal. So it's like it's very passion driven, and especially when you have money invested into it, you know, you want to see it succeed. So that's why I planned for 4 years to make sure it can be a success before jumping into it. But you know, you always have, like anything, you have to crawl before you walk.
Yeah,
right.
right
So
on.
right now I feel like I'm walking.
Yeah.
I'm in like phase 2 of like what
And
I
you-
think is a very big
Yeah.
phase 4 kind of plan.
Yeah, and you know that you're
I'm
ready.
halfway there, right?
Yeah,
now.
and you are,
already.
and you're well and prepared when things are ready to go running. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like
yeah.
you're
That's
ready to
the
go.
goal here.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the goal, is to just be able to pull the trigger.
Yeah, and,
So-
and I think something very profound that you kind of said when we were hanging out in the last, in this last week,
Right.
is that you really, because you and I are people that have done so many different types of things within entertainment and media. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yours and mine is a different scale of like elements of execution, but again, a lot of it cross paths, especially on the MC card of things. But you've done so many different things, and one thing you said right now, you're like, I really understand now what my journey's supposed to be
Yeah.
going forward, like
Yeah.
what I'm supposed to do going forward.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I think the way I attributed it is the same thing where I'm like, I am the showman. That's what I am. That's who I am. And that's what everything I'm doing is to the scale of what a showman is.
Right.
And so, and that, now that I'm in my current circumstances and looking at other businesses, I'm like, I don't want to do any other type of work that doesn't take away from my main grind afloat or
Right,
doesn't
right.
help to build it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So now actually, I was thinking that like if my career didn't pop off by the age of 40, that by that time I'd be looking at real estate, but I've been always keeping that in the back of my mind, looking at it in a long-term scale.
Right.
And now I'm like, you know what? Maybe now is the time instead of having to wait that next 3 years, and I can at least get my ground moving forward,
Yeah.
but still have the opportunity and time to be able to
Sure.
do my typical grind. I want to take out
Sure.
Lyft. That's the biggest thing because I'm putting fucking stupid miles on my car.
Yeah, I bet.
And you've been through quite a few cars, know, and now you got that avalanche that you rolled through in.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it's a challenge. Like you're not even flying to the different areas. You know what I
No.
mean?
Driving.
And especially like what you got.
Like, each of those drives are like, you know what I mean? Like from here to Albuquerque is like 10 hours.
Yep. And you're gonna be
Albuquerque to
driving, and you're
Arizona is
and you're
like-
driving through mountains, dude. You're gonna be driving through mountains.
Not as bad as like Colorado. I was living in Vail, Colorado for 3 months when I got back from China. So that's not as bad. I-70 is like the deadliest road on the planet. Like so many people have died on that road.
Yeah.
They have like just mountain like cliff drop offs, and I'm like, why can't you just put up a guardrail? Really? Like it costs you just like how much is it worth? Like someone's
Drive
life
at your
and-
risk. These parts of Colorado.
But it's just they get so much storms that you
Yeah.
it just slides. Doesn't
Oh,
matter
yeah.
chains, weight, nothing. You just slide.
Yeah,
like it's
dude. That's too dangerous of an environment for me, man. I mean, people want to.
I got in a crash there. I'll tell you. You go ahead. I'll tell you after.
No. I was just saying that, like, it's just that the biggest part of moving out of Chicago. I mean, and it's not even as extreme as what you're talking about,
Yeah.
but there's so many road to weather implemented like variables that just make everyday situations that much more harder and stressful and you know what I mean? And so just naturally throwing out the flight pattern. But go ahead. You said you got into an accident.
Dude, so I was driving home and I was just going down this straightaway, like highway, and I wasn't even hitting the brakes, nothing. It was just black, and I was in 4-wheel drive and everything. It was just black ice. It spun me, and luckily there was so much snow buildup on the like the wall on the right. I was in the right lane that it caught I literally started sliding, and I was like, no, like you know what I mean, like Cleveland coming out of it, like no,
Yeah.
you're like
No,
dude,
no.
yeah, dude. You're like, no, not now. Like, I just got back. I'm investing
Yeah.
so much money in the company. I don't have time to fix the truck.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean? I'm
Dude,
like,
I
get
get
that.
that.
I'm in the mountains. I'm gonna have to pay for a tow.
Growing pains, man. I
It's
feel that.
in a storm. So, anyways, luckily there was so much snow that the left corner of my truck just kind of caught it, and it ripped a little bit of plastic. It's cracked, but not like completely blown off the bumper or anything. And it spun me, and I was like, did a little spin and kind of like I have like a lot of drifting experience. So I know I'm like, all right, I've tried to save the car, but now the car is going to go that way. It's better to
turn
it's
into it.
better to
Yeah,
start
turn-
going
turn-
with it.
yeah.
Start turning with it. That's
Yeah.
your best luck. Stop, or you're just going to keep sliding. So anyway, so I just hit, snapped it, went with it, and then boom, we stopped. And I was like, holy shit. And Milo's like, he's freaking out. And he's been like,
Yo, this dog has been through the fucking ringer since birth, dog.
This dog has been on motorcycles, jet skis. He's been on scooters. He's been in the truck. Like, dude,
Yeah,
he
and you
loves
just
it.
sent me a picture of him on the.
I'm eventually gonna get him on like a sky ski, like the air chair that you ride on with the
Dude,
foils,
imagine
just
if you
holding
can
him,
start,
maybe the
bro,
flyboard.
You throw in stunts.
I want to get him in the boat.
Yeah.
Like okay, so
bro.
here's
that's,
the thing.
That right there, that's America's Got Talent shit.
So this is what you do though, is it's like a sneaky circus trick, and I don't care. Like nobody's gonna steal this. There's only a few of us doing this right now in the water ski industry that are trying to do shows or that are doing shows, and they already know this trick.
Mm-hmm.
So you get any type of boat, and you like cut holes in the front of it, like make sure it's black or dark or something. Get like little plexiglass, and you rig up the steering and the throttle so that the guy is laying under the boat. You're not going fast, and you have the dog sitting in the front seat, and it looks like the dog is driving the boat. Yeah, like the steering is still there, but it's not connected. The steering is connected under the boat where the guy is laying flat, looking out of this eyeglass, and he's steering the boat.
Wait, you're under the boat?
Yeah, you're under the boat where they can't see you. Not like under the boat in the water. Like there's
How big's the boat?
like any ski boat or whatever usually has like storage underneath in the bow. There's like a big, like probably knee height. The driver gets his legs under there.
Right.
Passengers usually face backwards. That seat will lift up. You can go under, close that seat, go under there, cut a little hole in the boat, like up high, and someone can like kind of sit there on their knees or lay on their belly. Or you could build some. It's like a V, so you could build something that like is up higher and they lay on their belly, so the holes at the top of the boat not spilling
But how
water.
are you seeing forward if you're under the boat?
You're not under the boat. It's like imagine. Oh, okay, I got it. I got it. Give me like a bit, okay.
There it is.
Imagine Batman. You know how Batman's like, "Woo, woo," and he goes down and he goes to the middle of the Batmobile, the newer Batman.
Okay, yeah.
Goes to the middle to do like the big shots that he needs to aim for from the center.
Okay.
You know how he's down laying in the middle of the Batmobile? He
Right.
disappears.
But it's not in view of like what the windshield and general viewing is.
No,
like
nobody
But didn't
can
he
see
have
the
like a
driver.
screen?
Yeah, but the point is Batman disappears. You can't
Yeah,
see
right.
him in the driver's seat.
I get
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
but I'm saying, how do you see in front of you? Is it still...
You just look out of you cut a hole in the boat. Like you
that's
literally
the
cut a hole in the
holes.
boat. Yeah.
That's the holes.
You look out of that hole.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And
So-
but that wouldn't be dangerous though. Like it doesn't limit your visibility.
But you're not you're just gonna troll. You're gonna have a pre-planned pattern.
Yeah.
You're just gonna do like a drive-by,
Right,
turn
right, right.
around. You're gonna be
And-
the only one in the area.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be like doing this on an open lake with
So
traffic.
that'd be dope if
You know what
like
I mean?
if you do like
For a show.
if you have
Yeah.
some sort of like smoke screen show, something that has
Yeah.
like the pop up smokes like
Yeah,
you know,
dude.
and then
Pyrotechnic
that's where
smokes,
you
yeah.
you get down, get low, and at that point Milo or whatever dog is like in the driver's seat, and you're already, got the space and like wiggle room to be able to get in position, and then drive it in path and where you need to go. And once you get to a certain point, you come back.
He's like, whoa! You just turned into a dog really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd have to vet that one.
Yeah.
That'd be cool, though.
Vet.
I'm listening to it.
That's
good. That was good. Touche.
You didn't even see it. You didn't even see it
Let's
coming.
cheers.
You didn't
Let's
even know
cheers.
you did it. You didn't even see it coming.
You're funny. You're funny. All right.
But yeah, man. I mean, dude, I'm excited for where the journey goes. I'm excited that man. I mean, this is where it's kind of like you see where like this is where real friends lie, man. Where like you don't let sometimes distance or bullshit type of like put you in the way. You're kind of
Right.
You and I have always been in just kind of like so different and but mainly similar in many ways, and always just naturally maintain the relationship through every fucking evolution that individually we're both in.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's a beautiful part of where you can see where real ones lie.
Yeah, man. No, I like to hang around with. I like to be around people that like I enjoy being around, but also that they're completely like-mindedness is like a huge plus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I could be friends with you even if we weren't doing the same stuff or in the same industry or anything.
Yeah.
But it helps even.
It helps even more.
It's
Yeah.
even cool because there's always something to talk about. There's always a new grind. There's always a hustle. There's always something. Which is great for conversation's sake.
Yeah,
it's awesome. And I love that.
And the reason why the conversations with relationships like you and me like never end is that as seen on in the recording process of this, like we go into these tangents and tell stories or have a reference, and that builds off to what I mean. And so it's a nonstop motion, or
that's
like
just life. We've done a lot of life, man.
Yeah.
We've been a part of life. And so you get a lot of experience. So you're able to have these people. Some people don't have these stories. Going to Walmart is a trip for them.
There's just these relationships,
Yeah, building that stuff, man. I keep wanting to say shit, so I'm just gonna say it. I'm like building the shit of stuff.
No, but I mean, it's also a testament to I know how well you're gonna do with any type of market you go into, because I mean, dude, like it's the same reason where like you have a good friend, you only want to bring them around your good friends. So it's so much the mutual relationships.
Sure.
I would say you probably have met way more in my circle, in net than I've had a chance to meet in your circle in net, because I think that it's harder for me to adapt to a lot of the extreme country nature of
I didn't grow up in the country, but
well, I mean, though y'all can survive. Y'all can survive in the wilderness, in the elements. Don't need much.
You were destined to come to Texas,
Yeah.
man, 'cause so if anybody doesn't know, Sean's big MC thing was, "Come on, y'all!" Like he was like, but he owns it, and
I've been saying y'all well before I moved to Texas.
he's been saying y'all since forever. I've been saying y'all since y'all. What's it? I've been pimping since been pimping.
Dude, my first
So
email
he's been
address,
saying y'all
my very
forever.
first email address was pimpinboy007
Shut up.
at yahoo.com. That's that. I'm just that ass.
Yahoo!
Yep.
Remember those commercials?
And where are they now?
Ridiculous. It's nowhere. It's sad. Like, how did you have
They
such a
have
monopoly at
it's
the beginning?
Zero hope.
Google just took it over.
Zero hope.
Google just took
Because
it
you know
over.
what? Google is a more fun word than Yahoo.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Like
Remember
it's-
Ask Jeeves?
Ask Jeeves.
There's a name for you. That's like
I remember
like
that
when the
shit.
internet came out.
Ask Jeeves.
Yeah. He didn't know anything.
Ain't like no Ask Jeeves ain't no Chat GBT.
No.
You know what I mean?
How
Like,
far we've come.
bro. In the fact that they
I
haven't
don't use it as much.
like Jeeves chat, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that. The AI is where Ask Jeeves could come back and have it as Jeeves chat
Yeah.
and have this butler character
Yeah.
come talk to him.
More friendly.
Because that's all it is. It's a language-based AI. It's not, you know what I mean? But
Just like Ready Player One, when they have to go to the library and I'll check and see all the videos, and the butler's always with them. That guy.
But we were in the beginning. You were like, I'm blocked by this Iron Man, but I was telling
Yeah.
you, Iron Man is
sorry.
my favorite superhero. And the beauty we were kind of talking
Can I
about
see
how
it? Can I move it?
yeah,
I just want to look at the box.
As
We're
long as
gonna
you
pull
put
it
it
out.
back. Yeah.
Just kidding.
I got that as a gift, and I'm just like never opening it.
That's cool, man.
But there's so many new experiences we talk about, and when we come to the close of this episode, we'll be surprising the fam, well, minus
Yes.
Pilar, but the kids, with a whole new fun experience that they've never even thought to do. But she's not a big Marvel person, right? And maybe she watched it maybe with her brothers or took the kids to go watch it, but probably didn't pay attention. And so when she asked me, she's like, "Who's your favorite?" Because she knows I'm a superhero guy. I'm like, I relate the most to Iron Man,
Yeah.
who he is,
Tony Stark.
Yeah, and then I said
He's gonna come back.
I said
sure.
my next tattoo is actually going to be the ultra like the reactor piece on my actual chest. I'm putting that on my chest.
You have to send
and
that
I
to
already
me when
have
you get
I
it.
already have my chest hair grows in the shape of a Batman logo, but I'm putting that
over the top.
And the funny
or
part
underneath?
is, we're in the middle, and I guess I don't know if hair is gonna grow beyond it, but if it sits in the middle of that, then hair will probably won't grow, and it'll look like the chest hair is the
Sure.
Batman wings because the similarities between Bruce Wayne and Tony Stark.
They're both billionaires that made their
Both
own,
billionaires.
like, suits and stuff.
Bruce Wayne
Yeah,
just
two
lost his
different
parents
worlds.
at a much earlier age,
Yep.
but here's the strength of Tony Stark. Do you know what Tony Stark's actual superhero, like his superpower is? Like the true definition of how Tony Stark is able to become Iron Man and how Iron Man evolves, right? And it's really about his rate of evolution is his
Right.
true superpower. Tony Stark does not repeat his mistakes.
Right. Exactly. He only makes it once.
He does not repeat his mistakes. So we started literally watched the first, watching Iron Man all the way through to Infinity War, but the key points with Iron Man in it.
Yeah.
And I've been watching it in order with Pilar, with throwing in the Avengers, the first two Avengers, throwing in Captain America Civil War, because that's the beef between him and Iron Man.
Yeah.
And now we're about to go into Infinity War. And she's like, oh my God, I love this.
Yeah,
She's
you
like,
gotta
you know what I mean?
hit the timeline.
She like
Amazing.
loved Twilight. She likes Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
The Marvel
you
universe
need to
is amazing.
understand where my love is for Phase 3.
DC's great too, but everything's so dark. All the filters, and that's what's funny about you were saying Batman and Iron Man, because Batman was also kind of DC's intro character.
Yeah.
Iron Man, when it came to movies,
Yeah.
the comics I don't know enough about. But when it came to movies, though, their intro character was
Well, Iron Man was it had a strong place, but it
Right.
didn't do as well as like Spider-Man, right? It didn't have as many universes to deal with.
Right,
Spider-Man
right.
created multiple universes within just Spider-Man, right? Which is
right.
now why you have Into the Spider-Verse and all that
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
shit, But Iron Man was constantly evolving in its own mark.
Right.
And so I think there was a few universes when the whole aspect of multiverse came in the comic book version.
Yeah,
There was
yeah.
maybe a few, but there was nothing like.
Well, and that's what
the
I was
original
going to
Tony
say.
Stark.
That's why I think Tony Stark's going to come back, because now they got the Ant-Man.
Well, they can go back in
the
time.
multiverse. They can
Because
go,
they can
have
go back
the
in time.
stones,
Yeah.
They can go back in time.
Yeah.
Like they have.
Spoiler alert.
They have. Hey, you heard it here first, folks. Something. Can I get something? Something. Give me one. Give me one. On your feet. That's it. Crickets.
If they haven't watched it. yet.
Okay, yeah, you guys. Anyways, but no, that's what's great about it, is that now they can bring anyone back and this and that. Like they could totally, like, he died, but like, all they have to do is go back. But he's gonna be dark and he'll be all fucked up in the head. Something will be off. They gotta fix him and slap him around.
I mean, you watched Doctor Strange, right?
Yeah.
And so it's,
and then did you see WandaVision?
Yeah,
She was all messed up in the head.
so
the
it
TV
was
show.
it was funny
Yeah.
because like throughout the
They're all
movies,
losing it.
especially with like through the Avengers and all the characters, I'm kind of giving her like a brief little like synopsis of certain characters and somehow like like what they eventually become and
Right,
and
right.
so because it's like,
Yeah.
are we gonna watch every maybe in time, but like.
I've seen all of them.
But I've seen every single one.
Have you,
But
how
during
many
COVID,
TV shows have you done though?
Did you watch the chronological order?
I tried to. I
Yeah.
tried to.
I've
I've
done
tried
that-
to at so many points.
I've done
in
it
my life.
twice, and the
Yeah.
second time was during COVID.
Did you watch Loki?
Yeah.
What'd you think? I liked it. It was all right.
I liked it. I like where it now has placed it. You know what I mean?
Now he's at the Time Master.
Yeah,
because
like
season 2 hasn't come out yet, right?
No,
Did it?
Well, the newest season. No, this was season 2 that I just watched.
Where they at the Time I can't. Maybe.
Oh yeah, you then no, you have no idea how it ends.
Don't tell me. Don't say anything.
Yeah,
Don't say anything.
it's like a complete reset. And so this is where
Don't.
I'm just saying.
You're gonna spoil it.
No,
I think you're gonna spoil it.
But that's me.
I know too much.
You trust me?
I trust you. I know.
Okay.
Okay. I'm
All
just
right.
giving you shit.
Yeah, as the YMC, understanding my
YMCA.
words.
Okay.
This is what I'll tell you without spoiling it. The way Loki season 2 ends helps to establish the vast shift to the universes they'll be presenting, the new superheroes they'll be presenting.
There's new superheroes coming.
You didn't know about? Well, we're in
No,
phase 4.
see, you fucked
we're
it,
in phase
man.
4 right now.
You fucked it,
This is
man.
after
I knew
Infinity
you-
War.
I
So
knew you'd do it.
So no,
Wow.
because this is like now with X-Men coming in.
I know.
X-Men coming in, they're doing Deadpool and Wolverine, so
Yeah,
they're bringing
they are.
X-Men into
Saw
the
that.
Marvel universe. This is why all those big production powerhouses,
cool.
Disney has bought Fox, and
Because X-Men was always an individual thing.
they were
growing
with
up,
Fox.
Right?
In the movie series, they were with
Yeah,
Fox.
they weren't
But
Marvel, they weren't
But no, but
DC.
they were Marvel.
They-
X-Men was
Oh,
Marvel.
they've always been Marvel. Yeah,
X-Men's
that's right,
been
that's
Marvel.
right. Wolverine.
But
Yeah,
it had
yeah.
it's because it was based in a world of mutants.
Yeah.
Not like superheroes. It was mutants and non-mutants.
yeah.
It was a Marvel series that had its own legs. I'll tell you this dude, Disney Plus, bro, is like, because now, remember the old animated X-Men?
Yes.
So Disney Plus released X-Men 97, and it's the same style.
Like with the yellow Wolverine suit.
Same style, whole new series that has a new reactive and like new type of animation that's newer grade to what it was, but it still maintains to what that old 1997 X-Men animated series, and the storyline is dope.
Dude, go on like Boomerang. I miss old
X-Men 97 is.
I miss old cartoons so much. I'm thinking about paying for Boomerang.
Oh man, I'm
like
going into voice acting, and I'm
Courage
like,
the Cowardly
it's my dream.
Dog, Hey Arnold, like Rugrats, like back in that day.
Yeah.
Cat Dog,
Rocket
Power, Kids
all
Next
real
Door.
monsters.
Dude, all that stuff, like Fairly Odd Parents. Like,
Yeah.
I even watched, dude, I'll say it. I watched Powerpuff Girls because you watched what was ever on
Powerpuff
TV.
Girls was fun, man.
But it's cool. Hey, Mojo Jojo.
Yeah.
Like they
And
were always action.
And it was, okay,
yeah.
let me ask you
Johnny
this.
Bravo.
Do you think
Ed and Eddie.
you're what you would, knowing you had that type of upbringing and love like with like cartoons and animated like pieces, did your love for anime go up after being in Asia?
Not at all, because I was watching stuff. Well, no, because I was watching like 2D stuff like Dexter's Laboratory. Like it's not like anime. It's just like
It's
our
you just respect
American
art,
humor.
Yeah.
You know, and our American, and they like Kids Next Door are building a treehouse and all this cool shit. Ed and Eddie were the kids in the cul-de-sac just looking to get, gumballs and build forts and shit. One kid, his best friend was a piece of wood. But it was hilarious. Johnny Bravo was like, "Hey, ha,
That was
mama."
Ed and Eddie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Johnny Bravo was like just the biggest pervert ever. Hey, mama, like we were exposed to that as kids. Like
we not
wild.
understanding what it is until
until you're
and
older.
No, but you don't even think about it. Like, oh, I remember seeing this.
Yeah.
But then it has some sort of reintroduction or
Right,
you happen to see a
right.
rerun or whatever, and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I love when they bring it back around. Or
Yeah.
like every now and then, like the other day I watched I shouldn't say that.
Research history.
I was watching Tom and Jerry the other day, just silent cartoons, and it was so
Yeah.
funny. Or Instagram's so great nowadays. I'm literally after this, I might go on Instagram and try to find a page that says like old cartoons. Because some of them are so good, the way they drew them and like Deputy Dog and stuff. And they just, this guy's trying to take down Deputy Dog, and Deputy Dog just pulls the train tracks through the guys, the train just, it's just the Roadrunner, the things they were doing, man, were just so funny. And now it's like Paw Patrol. Like you got kids, you got kids.
I mean,
now,
they don't watch.
it's
They're past that age.
I know that, which
But
is awesome.
You want to
Yeah.
hear? This is a funny one, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna be saying this as a bit. But Pilar, she watched a few shows like those kids shows, Disney Channel, blah blah blah.
But they don't have everything
Network.
down there that we have.
Well, no, she came when she was a kid.
Right, but you said 7, right? She was 7?
She was like 7 or 8. So like through her teenage years, right? Like through her early, like 11, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's a lot of it, that media stuff is how she picked up on English and everything, right? But then the girls are watching like some of those shows that like, from that, like from 15 years, when she was like that age. And she's like, oh, I used to love that show. So the girls will want to watch the show.
Yeah.
And then Pilar was telling me, she's like, babe, oh my God, the girls, because I said I loved it, they started watching Lizzie McGuire.
Lizzie McGuire. Yeah. I saw that show too. I used to watch
Lizzie McGuire. Oh, they are watching Lizzie McGuire. Oh my.
I used to watch Disney Channel as a
Have you
kid.
seen Hilary Duff now?
Oh, yeah, she's way different.
Stacked.
Let the rain fall down and wake my skin. Let it rush. You know that one?
Oh, that's her song. I was like, is that? I
I
was like, yeah, that's. I was like, either.
I'm coming clean.
Yo, you know her stack, bro.
Dude, that's a song. That's a tune, man.
You know her
I
stack,
love the drums
bro.
were fat and it right in the pocket.
I hope you meet. Hope you meet Hilary Duff.
God, they're coming towards the
so
door,
this
man.
is the strategy she do.
Should
She's
we
like,
get into
she
that?
she knows that what we're doing. So she's like, I'm gonna organize the shoes. But maybe when he sees me, he's gonna want to tell us what the surprise is, because they only have clues. We are coming coming to the time, because it's we're like 10 minutes to 2:30.
Let's
so
go do it.
Let's wind it up a little bit, brother. It's always good to see you,
Dude.
I'm so
likewise,
happy
man.
you fucking came.
Likewise.
I fucking love you.
Yeah, I love you too.
And let's do let's do kind of final leave off something. We've talked a lot about where you're going. Hopefully you guys, most of the info is on your website, robbyallen.live.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, the reason I say that, I'm like, that just reminded me, I got a domain problem. I forgot to pay for my .live.
Oh yeah,
so
dude.
now
it's
GoDaddy's like, you got to get it back, and I was like, oh no,
dude,
like,
it's so tough, because
it's a pain, and I keep forgetting to do it.
There are people in the business that look up recently expired domains, and what they do is they buy those.
Did this happen to you?
No, it was close, because I lost it for like a day, because I had to pay like $3. It was like some whole maintenance, but
it's expensive.
But it immediately got hacked. Then they got it back.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because what it'll do is, like, these guys now will put in like sister links or attachments. So you go to that, it goes to theirs. They don't buy the domain, it just reroutes.
Right.
And so it's like a little like fucking spam virus that goes on your website. They got it back, but now like it'll randomly the little links that goes to different pages, it'll go to this bullshit. So like I have to reach out to my web guys to get it done. But yes,
so I'm working on that right now. I got to get that back.
Okay,
but it will be eventually.
But follow him on Instagram Robby Allen Live, right?
RobbyAllen.live.
RobbyAllen.live. So the Instagram page,
RobbyAllen@gmail. No,
this Instagram page is the same.
That's a different one.
Do you remember how we close out the episodes?
I do not. It's been so long. It's been over a year since I've seen you.
Yeah. So we'll do this now, and then go right into the big reveal and reaction to what the kids don't know what they're doing.
Okay.
Ending the episodes with the guest saying one final phrase or statement. It can be anything you want, but it's pretty much leave one last message out to the world before we go into our close, that if this was going to be the last thing you ever said on video and audio,
wow,
at
that's
least
deep.
At least this is known, but you don't know it, but it could be. You know what I mean? But just a last thing to the world, to who Robby Allen is.
Sure.
And how you want to leave it. Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, I would say, what are you laughing at? You're like, the last message, if you were ever recorded, then you're like,
because like now that I do it, it's like people are thinking about their own existence. Like, last thing about
and that was my last message. That's it. Thank you, Sean K, everybody.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's fine. No, I would honestly say to like follow your dreams and keep hustling, and attack something that you really want to do. You might not be good at it now, but you could be great at it later if you keep working at it. I'm going through that process. He's going through that process. Everyone's going through that process. But it takes time, and slowly over time you'll realize that you're actually doing the right thing, and you don't want to look back on your life and go, oh, if I just could have, if I just should have, if I just would have. You might as well at least try and fail. I'd rather try and fail and sell everything than not try at all and always look back and live in regret. So go for your dreams.